Hello everyone, let us start the class. It is 10 o'clock. So uh, again I am presenting you the syllabus because every time we have to go with the your prescribed syllabus by RTU. So if you see the syllabus, uh, I am not yeah. So we have already covered the microwave frequency bands, so you have to draw the diagram in your examination for the bands. And then actually there is only 3 topics in serial number 2, out of which if you find out the microwave history, so it starts from the very old days. It is about 1950 and 1940 types of so very large devices are there, and at that time it was on going on some research. Researchers are not familiar with the these good properties of the microwaves. So and you cannot expect some question from the microwave history. This is just for the uh, topic starting the class. After that, there is a microwave frequency bands. You can expect one question from the microwave frequency bands, as well as sometimes it was seen that one question may ask from the formula lambda is equal to c by f. So it is an important property of microwave, since your frequency is very high, so lambda is very less. And one more thing, uh, sometimes you may observe the literature that uh, in a lumped network we can apply the Ohm's law, KCL and KVL, because the physical length of the passive components or active components is comparable to the wavelengths. Means it is a KCL, KBL and Ohm's law has a special case which is only applicable to the device which physical length, not electrical length, which physical length is comparable to the uh, wavelength. Comparable to wavelength means it is either in the same units or near to the units. For example, if it is in the centimeter, then wavelength also in the range of centimeter, then meter. So your devices in the discrete devices are in the range of meter, like that. uh, so it is clear that when frequency is going to be increased in the range of gigahertz, our wavelength is going to be decreased. It may decrease from centimeter to the millimeter, and as it decreases, it is not comparable with the physical length of the your device. So KCL KVL is not going to be applied. We have to apply the Maxwell equations. Now the next topic is application of microwaves in civil, military, medical, EMI and EMC. So you can also expect uh, not an independent question, but it may be asked, what is microwave, what do you mean by the microwave, describe the various bands for the microwaves, what are the special bands for the microwave, and write down some application of microwaves. So they are not going to ask write the civil application, write the military application, write the medical application. They can ask write some application of microwaves, and it is your suitability. If you want to give a good presentation of application, you can give these are the civil application, these are the home application, these are the military application, medical application, etc. So very fast I am going to show you some basic applications, because everywhere there is a wireless, either it is a simple Wi-Fi or it is a simple WiMAX. So where there is a wireless communication, there must be a microwave transmissions are there, because uh, as we discussed earlier, uh, for the wireless communication, if frequency is very uh, less, a number of problems occurred in terms of noise, in terms of height of antenna, and many more. So we must go with the high frequency. So so every applications like your satellite application, like your radar applications, space applications, very different type of wireless communications are going to be used in military, already used in the military. And if you go in the medical field, again there is a wireless communications. Simple in home automations, there is a microwave oven is used for the heating property, so that very high frequency are able to, if these shorter wavelength waves are going to be collide with a special material, the special material, or you can say special conductor, so it is going to be hit. So we can take the advantage of special heating, and frequently you can see these applications in home microwaves. So very quickly we are going to see some applications of the microwave, and then we will start the serial number 3, that is mathematical model of microwave transmission and concept of modes. So I am going to present you some applications. Yeah. So here you can see the different applications, variety of application of the microwaves. The first, as you see here, wireless communication for long distance telephone calls, Bluetooth, WiMAX operations. As I told, these all are the wireless applications. Apart from this, outdoor broadcasting transmission, broadcast auxiliary service, remote pickup unit, and their direct broadcast satellite, DBS, personal communication system, wireless, WLAN. You familiar with the WLAN? And there is no need to describe each and every application. You have to just write the application of your microwave. So we have many applications of microwave you can see, and you can also search the on Google search. You can search easily the home application of microwave, defense application of microwave, health application of microwaves. So you can search everything about the microwave, and you must remember uh, two applications from the every field, which is sufficient at your level. There is no need to remember all these things. So just I am showing you a number of applications are for the microwave. So you can see also it is going to be used in GPS and global navigation satellite system. So you all are familiar with the global positioning system. Then military and radar, air traffic control, ATC, sonar, weather forecasting, radars. So these all uses the microwave frequencies. As you know, the application of the concept of radar, it transmits some frequency, and when it hits the target, then it reflect to the radar again, and by the angle between two waves we can target the uh, any object in the air, and it helps in the air traffic control. So this is navigation of ships, research applications, atomic resonances, nuclear resonances. So these are at the research applications. And then radio astronomy, food industry. So in food industry, similar to your home appliances, that is a microwave oven, a number of ovens are used in industry also for the heating and reheating, cooking and pre-cooking of the your grains. So a number of industrial uses are there. So these are the number of applications, but don't worry about these numbers. Just remember two applications from the every field, which is sufficient. And without remembering, you can write down the applications. There is no problem. You can write down Wi-Fi, WiMAX, radar, satellite, wireless, antenna. These all comes under the where there is an antenna, there is a microwave. So there is no need to worry about the application of microwave. Now I'm going to stop the applications and then starts the unit number serial number 3. So I hope you can easily write down the these applications. Can you write down? Yes. Okay. So from the unit 1, you can expect the question based on the different bands, but you must remember the band, and in microwave band, as I explained, it is a L band, K band, Q band, Ka band. So you have to remember the these bands. So it is a toughest task. And then you must remember one formula, lambda is equal to C by F. You can expect 1 marks or 2 marks numerical based on this. Then why microwave is required? So we have already explained the antenna height, signal to noise ratio, and these different things. You can expect that things. There is no possibility from a question from your microwave history. So microwave history is just for you, and you can download one book from the net. The book is written by D.M. Pojar, P-O-Z-A-R. So I am writing these in chat box. D.M. Pojar. It is easily available, and actually it is the Bible of microwave. So D.M. Pojar, and many of problems. Okay, good, Jaya. So I'm going to take many of topics from the DM Pojar, and one more book is available, Microwave Engineering Das. It is Anpurna Das, written by Das and Das, Anpurna Das, but it is not available in soft copy. If you are able to find the soft copy, please send me, because this textbook covers the more and more topics from your syllabus. However, DM Pojar is not written according to your syllabus, but I feel that your syllabus is designed from this microwave engineering book, Das and Das. So if you if requirement, I'll show the book. So this is the book. Actually, the camera is showing the uh, reverse. It is written by Anpurna Das and Shishir K Das. So try to download this microwave engineering book, and once downloaded, send me, because I have tried, but I am unable to find it, the soft copy. Okay, so we are going to start the serial number 3, that is your transmission line. So in transmission line, actually, first there is a problem to analyze the transmission line, and transmission line is the simplest path, you can say. Transmission line is the simplest path to communicate the or to propagate the microwave uh, frequency, microwaves. So for propagating the microwaves, we have a number of media. Media may be air, but we cannot use the air because there is a much losses in the air. So at the device level, we cannot use the air. So there is a requirement of some media, like your wires, because in a lumped network we can easily take two wires, one is positive, one is negative, and we can connect any active and passive devices by the help of wire and the soldering machines. But it is not true with the microwaves. To propagate the microwaves, there is a requirement of special types of media. So the very famous are transmission lines first, and second is waveguides. So we have to focus more on transmission lines and waveguides. However, day by day transmission lines are going to be improved, and the name is going to be different, like your strip line, micro strip lines. So these all are coming from the transmission line. If you see the transmission line, it is just simply two wires and two parallel wires, and within these two, or in between these two parallel wires, there is a dielectric materials. So there is a role of dielectric materials. As you know, the dielectric material have the epsilon r, that is called the relative permittivity. So depending on the application, we can use the different dielectric materials. However, in microwave industry, some dielectric materials, I don't remember the name, but I'll give you the name. I think the name is KR4 or KR5. You can usually use a single dielectric for every application, because there is no confusion. The researchers have developed a dielectric which is more and less suitable with every applications. So there is no need to worry about the dielectric. So if there is a two parallel wires, and within this means in between the two parallel wires, if there is a dielectric, it is able to propagate the microwaves, but within the range. Within the range means you can think about in the range of just starting of gigahertz, like your 1 gigahertz, 2 gigahertz, like that. So most of the application of microwaves are based on the just starting of gigahertz range. For higher range, you can go for the waveguides. So as the name suggests, waveguides, it supports the microwaves and it will guide the microwaves to propagate along the your waveguides. For example, let us suppose if there is a rectangular waveguides. So rectangular waveguide has a cross-sectional area of rectangle, means there is a hollow type of device. Let us suppose this is my mobile phone. So if you see this area, it is not exactly rectangular, but assume it is a rectangular. Okay, this is the length and this is the width. So cross section is rectangular and it is hollow. So this type of passive device is called the rectangular waveguide. If you go for the circular waveguide, it is again hollow and the cross section is circular. So depending on the rectangular, depending on the circular, we will see that which waveguides are going to be supported by the rectangular and which modes are going to be supported by the your circular waveguides and rectangular waveguides. Two are the famous waveguides, and it may be hollow and it may be filled by the some dielectric, because again it depends on the how losses we can tolerate. So if we can tolerate more losses, we can keep it hollow, but generally it is filled by the dielectric, which has a epsilon r relative permittivity. So we must aware about the electric field and the magnetic field, because there is a one you can say permittivity is related to some electric field, and your permeability, that is mu r, is related to the magnetic field. So we cannot separate these two things. So as we see the propagation of your microwaves, so propagation of microwaves means it has some energy, and energy is going to be propagated in the form of both magnetic field as well as the electric field. So we must always analyze the E and H. E is the electric field and H is the magnetic field. However, we are in the XYZ plane. Let us suppose we are talking about the rectangular waveguide. Let us suppose this is your rectangular waveguide. I am considering this book as a rectangular waveguide. So we have a this length and this width. So we are going to assume this is the x-axis, this is the y-axis. So height is in the y-axis, this is in the x-axis, and the propagation is in this way. This is your propagation. So propagation is always assumed along the z-axis. Got it? So cross section is, this is your length is x-axis, this width is y-axis, and propagation is along the z-axis. So for the simplicity, every time we'll take the propagation along the z-axis. Means the length of transmission line or waveguides are always because you can change the axis, there is no problem, but simplicity and for the common writing for the authors, always assume that propagation along the z-axis. So we must analyze the Ez and Hz, because again your electric field has a three components, Ex, Ey and Ez, along the x-axis, along the y-axis, and along the z-axis. Similarly, there is a Hx, Hy and Hz. Okay. So depending on these, your, you can say Ex, Ey, Ez and Hx, Hy, Hz. If you see the next topic of your syllabus, there is a talking about the modes. So modes of microwaves, in which mode they are propagating, because when we analyze the your by the help of differential equation or the integral equation of Maxwell, we get n number of solutions. So we cannot go with the n numbers, we have to choose the particular one numbers. So these n numbers can be say that there is a n modes by which microwaves can propagate either within the waveguides or within the transmission line. But generally 3 modes are important. The first mode is called the TE mode. See your syllabus, there is a TE mode. TE mode is called the transverse electric field mode. So transverse electric field mode means, see, I am going to show you. See, there are 3 types of modes. The first is TE mode, transverse electric mode. The second is TM mode, transverse magnetic mode. And the third, that is combination of TEM, transverse electric and magnetic mode. So TE mode is dependent upon the transverse electric waves. Transverse means always perpendicular along the z axis. Means if the propagation is along the z axis, so your electric field is always perpendicular to the z axis. That is called the transverse electric field. So if it is always perpendicular to the z axis, it means your H waves has different components, and H is responsible to propagate your electric fields. Means electric field is transverse, it is perpendicular. So sometimes your TE mode is called the H waves, because there is no restriction on H, there is a restriction of electric field. So electric field E is always perpendicular to the direction of propagation. It means if direction of propagation is direction of propagation is z axis, so Ez component for the TE mode is always equal to 0. Ez is 0. You can take Ex or Ey, because Ex is perpendicular to Z and Ey is perpendicular to Z. However, there is no restriction on the H. Similarly, for the TM mode, means transverse magnetic mode, it means Hz is equal to 0. There is a Hx and Hy is going to be propagated, and sometimes TM mode is called the E waves, because there is no restriction on E. And the third, that is called the TEM, in which actually TEM is not possible with the waveguides. It is only possible with some special transmission lines like your and coaxial cables. Actually, where there is a concept of coaxial cables, you can see the coaxial cable in your setup box. So in setup box there is a coaxial cable. So TEM mode supports the coaxial cable and some open wire feeders. So in TEM mode, both electric field and magnetic field is transverse. It means Ez is equal to 0 and Hz is equal to 0. So where Ez is equal to 0, only Ez is equal to 0, it is called the transverse electric mode, TE mode. Where Hz is equal to 0, it is called the transverse magnetic mode, Hz is equal to 0, and Ez and Hz both is 0, it is called the transverse electric field and magnetic field. Is it clear? Is it clear? Okay. So this is all about the not all about. We will start the analysis of transmission line and see what is the reason to see the transmission line, analysis of transmission line. Actually, we are familiar with the lumped networks, and your transmission line is distributed network. So what happened, we will cut the small parts of transmission line, that is called the, let us suppose the length of transmission line in the z direction. So we cut a small part, that is called the dz. So we will analyze or try to make the equivalent model of a very small part, that is called the dz of transmission line, and then we will generalize it along the z axis. So this is for tomorrow, and I am going to take next lecture. So thank you for today's. You can leave the class.
हो गया था मीटिंग में बंद कर दिया